What's going on, YouTube? This is BoxingWave. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also follow me on Twitter, Instagram at BoxingWave10. It was a long day of boxing, doing commentary with you guys. Shout out to everyone that was here during the commentary all day long, from the Chisora Usyk fight to the Inoue fight to the Tank fight. Shout out to everybody that donated, hit the like button, subscribed. Everybody that was here supporting in any kind of way. Appreciate you guys. All right. So let's start. Let's start talking about Tank Davis and Leo Santa Cruz. It was a very, very good fight. For the time that it lasted, it was a good fight. It was a good fight. Up to that point, I know the judges had it. I believe the judges had it 3-2. I had it 3-2. I think a one or two of those rounds were definitely swing rounds. It was a very competitive fight. Leo was actually boxing very well. And before the knockout, Leo was actually having his best round in that sixth round. He was having his best round before he was knocked out. Now, going into the fight, I thought Tank would stop Leo. I thought it would be a lot later. I didn't think it would be that soon. You know, I know how durable Leo was. I knew, even though he was a smaller guy coming up, I knew that he was a durable fighter. Okay. I'm sure he was preparing for the fight of his life. He looked great at the weigh-in. Okay. And he boxed well. But at the end of it all, I knew Tank was going to stop him. I didn't think he would knock him out in that fashion. But Tank was going to stop him from day one. It was a great knockout, one of the best knockouts of the year. I don't know where you're going to place it, but it's definitely top three between that, the Baranchek knockout, the Dillian White knockout. It was definitely up there as far as knockouts. All right. My whole thing is this, though. Not to hate, and this is not no hate on Tank at all. Because the thing is, I think he is an incredible fighter. But I expect him to fight the very best. Just because I think he's that good. You know, as competitive as this fight was, Leo was definitely getting off in this fight. How much respect did Tank really have for his power? Because Tank was there to get hit, and he got hit a lot. In fact, he wasn't even really making it his business to try to avoid the shots. He was walking right into them. Okay? Tank didn't display any good defense in this fight at all. You know, the only time he really was trying to avoid the punches was to set up that uppercut, because he was setting up that punch all night. From the opening round, that was the punch that he was landing, but he connected perfectly on that knockout, and he got the knockout, okay? But defensively, he wasn't good. It wasn't impressive. I've seen him look better defensively before. And again, I think it's because he didn't have enough respect for his opponent. I don't think he's just going to be walking in on shots if he were to fight a Teofimo Lopez like that. Okay? I just don't see him walking through a fighter like that. If he were to fight Devin Haney at 135, he's not going to just be walking and just getting hit with everything thrown at him. All right? He's just not one of those fighters. He has defense. He has good reflexes. He didn't display them because he didn't respect his opponent. Leo looked good. Leo should actually stay at 130. I don't even think like this is one of those situations where he should go back down to 126. I mean, if he chooses to, there's options at 126. There's a lot of people he didn't fight at 126 still. You know? It's not like he was unified. But at 130, he'll be fine. I would love to see him fight an Oscar Valdez, a Shakur Stevenson, a Jamal Herring. Those are good fights that could we can see. Burchell, all of them. Those are all good fights. I think the knockout, and I hope he's doing okay. I definitely hope he's doing okay. I know you guys saw my reaction. It was a shocking reaction. The win wasn't a shock. The knockout was shocking because of the way it happened, when it happened. Just wasn't expecting it because Leo was doing so well at that period. But I hope he's doing okay. And I think knockouts like that takes away your durability for future fights. I think when you get hit that hard from a big explosive puncher like that, I think it's going to affect you moving forward. You know, Going forward, it's going to affect you in some way. I don't think you're going to remain as durable when you take so many hits or take big hits like that. He was out cold for a while. Like, no joke. I seriously, the reaction was crazy, but once you see a guy laying there for that long, you start to have some concern for him, and I did last night. I know I did. You guys was here doing a commentary, but look, moving forward for Tank, I don't know what he's going to do. I think, if he is to stay at 130, that's cool. There's good fights for him down there. I'm not really interested in seeing him. I personally am not interested in seeing him fight anyone below 130. Okay? He already had a fight at 135 and struggled to make weight there. I don't need to see him fight anybody else moving up from 126. He's already had his fun with guys that fought at 126. He should, at the very bare minimum, fight other top fighters at 130 or 135. Leo was good. Leo was proven as far as his career, 4 division weight champion. Cool. But at 130, he really wasn't proven. He fought Miguel Flores, who's not an elite 130 fighter. And he didn't even look that impressive in that fight. All right, now, I don't think he trained as hard, but Leo wasn't proven at 130. There's Burchelt there. There's Herring there. There's Diaz there. There's Farmer there. There's Shakur Stevenson there. There's a lot of other fighters that's around at 130. All right. And then at 135 are where the bigger fights are at. The bigger fights are at 135. Devin Haney, who is a rival, a direct rival to you. All right. We would love to see that fight. Ryan Garcia, another one, a direct rival to you. Teofimo Lopez, if he stays at 135. That's another option. Okay? Lomachenko, who's been a rival to you. A lot of people's been wanting to see that fight. I don't care if Lomachenko lost. I still want to see that fight. There's a lot of fights, big fights at 135. Real pay-per-view type fights at 135. All right? Gary Russell Jr., I seen this interview. No disrespect to Gary. No disrespect to Gary because I like Gary. But I'm not interested in the fight. Because if Tank wins that fight, it's going to be another fight where it's a guy that recently moved up from 126 to get to 130. And it's like if Tank were to win that one too, it's like, well, I want him to fight someone that's going to prove the naysayers wrong. I'm waiting for that. I think we're all waiting for that. The Leo fight was cool. It was a great win. It was his biggest win, for sure. But it's not nearly as big of a win that Teofimo Lopez just picked up. You know? It's just not. You know, even if Ryan Garcia is to beat Luke Campbell and he dominates or he stops Luke, that's a more impressive win because Luke is proven at 135. At 135, a weight division that Tank actually fought at. That would be a more proven win for me. For me. All right? We don't all have to agree to that, but the Leo Santa Cruz fight was great. That was a great fight. I loved the fight. I'm probably going to watch it again today. I love the fight. It was my favorite fight of the day, of the weekend. Of the weekend. It was my favorite fight of the weekend. It was short, but, you know, I was saying, oh no, I was watching my own reaction. I was like, oh no, like, but I was just like, I wanted to see more because I was so entertained with the fight. But did it do more for me as, you know, as far as what I feel about Tank? Personally, no, because I knew Tank was going to knock him out. I knew Tank was going to stop him in some way. You know, Leo don't have the defense, and that's the issue I had. Leo going into this fight, is he going to take a big punch from Tank? And I didn't think so. You know? But I think Leo proved to me that he was a tougher fighter than Pedroza was. Pedraza, not Pedroza. I know a Pedroza. Pedraza. So look, moving forward, if Tank is going to stay at 130, I would like to see unification. I think he beats everyone at 130. I think the one person, or I think the two people I'm unsure of is Burchell and Stevenson. Now, I know Shakur just moved up himself. He hasn't really proven much at 130 neither. Okay? He was a champion at 126. I think style-wise, Shakur is much better defensively. All right? Think he's taller, longer. Maybe he's a little taller. I'm not expecting to see that fight right now. But if anybody, I'm just saying, as far as my two toughest Tank fights at 130, I think it would be Stevenson, style-wise, Stevenson and Burchell. See, I think if Tank were to fight Burchell, I don't think he would just be walking through the punches like he did with Leo. I would think he would take a different approach, a slicker approach. Okay? I don't think he'll be coming forward like the way he was. I don't think he'll be fighting on his back foot, looking to set traps. All right? Use more angles, counter more, you know, pop shot more. Not just coming forward and walking Burchell down unless he has him hurt. At least I wouldn't think he would take that approach, but we'll see. You know, but good win, good fight. Leo, again, like I said, I'm fine with him staying at 130 or going back down to 126. You know, I just wonder if that knockout is going to take some durability away from him. Because he is a volume puncher. And he's always been defensively flawed, kind of. So moving forward, you know, if he were to fight like a Burchell or another big puncher at 130, you know, how would he fare against him? But he still has a future. I mean, this is his first. Well, he had one loss to Frampton, but he was able to avenge that loss. All right. That's another fight in the future. I don't know what Frampton. I know Frampton and Herring is supposed to fight. You know, I don't know what's going on with that, but Frampton 3 is always an option too. You know, It's always an option. You know, they both tied there. All right, so let me know what you guys think. And if that fight were to ever happen, I think Leo would win. By the way, just putting that out there. I think Leo would win. But all the other fights at 130 are cool. I would even like seeing Leo fight a Tevin Farmer. You know? All right, so anyway, I think I cleared everything up. Tank, still an amazing fighter, but it didn't move him up the ladder for me. I already had him where he's at. I just want to see him prove his talent against a better fighter, someone that's actually dangerous to him. Again, once he beat Pedraza a few years back, I already said back then, I said, oh, I want to see Lomachenko. I want to see another top fighter. I haven't seen that since then. Now, Leo is a step up, kind of, you know, but not much of a step up because Leo just moved up, you know. He didn't prove himself at 130. But now I'm like, okay, you beat Leo, you beat Pedraza back then. There's a whole lot of options out here, and that's a more dangerous options. When are you going to fight one of them? You know, and if you're a pay-per-view fighter now, because now the pay-per-views are going to keep, once you do one pay-per-view, you're going to keep those going. So let's get a better quality pay-per-view. Shout out to the card anyway. The card was a great card. We got four knockouts. Entertaining card. You know, I don't think any of the cards were actually amazing this weekend. But at least this card, we got some good knockouts. We got some really, really good knockouts. All right. So anyway, make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I got more videos, got more fights to talk about. Usyk and Chisora. I got to talk about that too. All right. Peace.